Hey guys, it's DuVäl and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today we are going to be taking a look at our 1826 Kirby Road home. We finished designing this, I think sometime last year, and so we had worked on this home with Jefferson Homes, and we partnered up with them for a number of months to get this modern craftsman style house built. And so today, I'm taking you guys in to see the space. We're gonna be taking a look at the mudroom, the kitchen, and the master bath. All right, guys, let's start with the mudroom. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was to create a very high impact as soon as you walked into this space. And instead of putting it on the walls or creating some over the top built-in, I actually wanted to make the impact in the floor. And so as you'll see, I used this masculine yet interesting starburst style tile instead of choosing something that we'd see every other day, like a 12x24 slate or something just boring and basic. I got issues. Because I wanted the floor to be our standout piece, I didn't want to include any type of colors on the wall that would distract from it or be too much. However, as we move into the space, you'll see where the butler's pantry is. I chose to go with all dark black walls instead to complement the floor in the mudroom, but it not feel like it's taking away or distracting from the space. As we move into the kitchen, my objective was to create a space that felt very cohesive and almost had an idea of like a monotone feel, but I still wanted to go with a two-tone cabinetry. So instead of going with the basic white, bright cabinets, I chose to go with this dove gray style look that we partnered up with Showplace to do. Also in the cabinetry, you'll see for this dove gray feel, there's somewhat of an undertone of brown so that it matches well with our island cabinetry. In the island, you'll also see that while we chose to go with the brown finish, it does have a little bit of almost like a gray overlay that gives it this feel that's very soft and not too woodsy so that it matches well with the perimeter cabinets. In this space, I also chose to land the island with these large oversized pendants because I wanted to make a statement, but I didn't want it to be so bold or so distracting that you only see the lights. For the backsplash, I wanted to go with something that, of course, was very familiar because this is a spec home, so I can't choose something too radical or too over the top, but I didn't want to just choose the standard 3x6 white subway tile, so we went with these 3x9 or 3x12, I can't even remember the size, and we added texture to it, so it felt a little different than you'd see in someone else's home, but it's familiar enough so that someone is not too thrown off by it. Lastly, we flanked this entire space with white quartz. I think this is an MSI. This might be Calicotta Verona, maybe Calicotta Laza. Regardless, it's a beautiful white quartz top that has some amazing gray veining, which is pulling back in the tones on our wall, the tones on the island, as well as some of the tones inside the perimeter cabinets. Lastly, if you can see, instead of going with the full overlay cabinets or a half overlay, we actually went with inset. So the cabinet doors are actually set inside of the frame. This gives a much more of a premium feel. It feels much more luxurious versus just your standard, again, overlay cabinets. As we move into the master bathroom, you're gonna see I went with the white on white tone. So I did white in the floors, as well as on the walls of the shower, the floors of the shower, as well as almost like a light gray white on the walls. The reason why I chose to do this is because I wanted the space, even though it's already large, I wanted it to feel slightly larger. Because it is a master and a beautifully designed home, I really wanted to make a good impact. In addition to that, instead of going with your standard square or your rectangle mirrors, we chose to flank this beautiful vanity, again by Showplace, with this oversized round mirror that you can see here. On the sides of this mirror, you're gonna see two sconces that kind of give the same shape as the mirror itself. So it's a cylinder shape, which when you take a look and you step back, you're gonna see that it's reintroduced into our main light into the bathroom. With all of this being said, the objective of the house was to create a space that was masculine, neutral, but worked with a modern craftsman style home. I think we achieved it. If you noticed, I also pulled in several finishes. I didn't just stick with all satin nickel, oil rub bronze, or all modern gold tones. I chose to have a little fun and put different finishes in different places. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on this journey of the 1826 Kirby Road home in McLean, Virginia. As you guys stick around, we're gonna be taking you into a few more houses that's gonna be even more different than this. While this had a very specific style, a very specific direction, you're gonna see that we have a few more roads to travel down to get to see some really exciting spaces that I think you'll really like. All right, guys, until the next video. See you then.